Hello, my name's Mark. Welcome to Living La Dolce Vita.
Well, good morning everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Living La Dolce Vita. Back in the bedroom again. Seems to be like the fourth bridge, never-ending job. Anyway, so today's project. So I've already cut some skirting board to length. So I don't know if you can see down there. It's not fixed in, but there's a piece going along here on this one wall. This piece now has been cut to fit along here. And then the pieces, the skirting board from here over here will be cut later. Similarly, this piece as well, because they need to be a little bit more accurate than these two. Now then, I'm not going to get involved in miters and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm trying to do this from behind the camera. So imagine this is the skirting board going along the length there, and then this will be the piece going under the window. So that'll be sort of not tight against the wall, but it'll be enough gap to move it in and out. Then this piece will come in later on. But what I will do then is I'll cut that out to that shape so it fits around that shape, if that makes sense, rather than me fiddling around trying to do miters, because none of these walls are square. And yeah, you could do a nice 45-degree angle miter, only to discover, that it's 22.5 degrees or something, or whatever it might be. Anyway, so that's why I'm not going to bother with a miter. Hopefully I will show you how I do it, and then, if you want to do it the same yourself in a project, then entirely up to you. None of these are instructional videos, of course. Anyway, right, so I've made a start sanding down the door frame now. So yeah, it's coming up nice. Just got to put a new sanding disc on, because the one that's on there all at the moment is it's a bit worn, so I need a new one. So here's my trusty sander. Here are all the discs, and they stick on with like a Velcro system, perhaps. Anyway, I fashioned a connection with my Hoover to suck the dust out as it's going. Seems to work quite well. Right, so I'll show you a bit of real-time sanding. Really exciting stuff. And then I shall put it on time lapse. And in the next one I shall film the paint drying. Anyway. Okay, so you'll have seen a bit of time lapse hopefully of me sanding down this door frame. Yeah, I do like this orbital sander. It's pretty efficient. I've had those rectangular type ones and they don't seem to be as good. Don't know why. But anyway, so this is all sanded down now. Puffed no. So it's ready for a bit of paint now. I don't think, I'm trying to remember, I can't remember what was in this corner because I don't think there was anything at all, but I may be wrong. Because this architrave is obviously not going to fit. So, and even if I trim this down through the length, which I'm not going to do, you know, you'd only be left with something, just the roundel part here. So that's not going to work. So I think, what I'm going to do, obviously I'll put a piece up here, and I may put a piece of, what do they call it, quadrant, piece of quadrant in there in the corner. Just so I'll put a piece of quadrant which will be this sort of shape. You probably know what I'm talking about, but I thought I might as well just draw it for you. There we are. So, yeah, and that will fit in there, and then hide that bit of a gap, and clean up the line, as it were. Right, so as I say, that's sanded now. Obviously, I'm not going to paint it just yet, but I need to change all the strike plates for the door. Hinges will be going on this side. That's right, because the door's opening against this wall. So I need to put the door in readiness. But before all of that, as you can see, I've got my laminate floor here ready, 4 packs. And they had a bit of a deal on at B&Q. They had 4 packs for the price of 3. So why not? It's not particularly expensive flooring either. It's only, I don't know, about 17 quid a square metre or whatever it is. Because, you know, it's a room that's going to get used very rarely. So there's no point in putting top quality flooring down in here. Obviously I've got some underlay to go underneath it. So now what I need to try and do is to work out how I'm going to lay the floor. Whether I'm going to put them lengthways that way or across that way. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. So I've been reading up, doing a bit of YouTube research, different people by Wix and the so-called professionals who do it, and it doesn't seem to be any hard and fast rule when you're laying laminate floor. It's just what they say is if you're continuing it through, you know, on your whatever, then you have it all in line. But if the door is going to be shut and you're not going to see it, then there's no reason why you can't have it this way. But yeah, I'm quite decided. So the recommendations are you bring it into the room that you're going to lay the floor for a minimum of 48 hours for the flooring to acclimatise to the conditions. Then when you cut, of course, you need a brick bond pattern, which means, you know, you stagger the joints so you don't have all the joints in one line. And you're looking for, what did he say? I think it was a minimum of a was it 400 or was it 100? I think that I'll double check, but I think it's 400. So obviously one piece of one piece of the flooring. I know it's difficult to see because everything's around here now, cluttered. So one piece, how long is that? So that's 1.30 meters long, approximately. So that comes out to around where's 130 on here? There. So that's one. So that is 130 to there, and that gives me 130 is 260. Yeah, it might have to be this way because, yeah, let me 130, and I think it's yeah, so the floor is 180 long, wide, so that gives me 50 mil, 500 mil of 50 centimeters. I think that's what it is, of offcut, which then I'll transfer to this end when I start the next row. Because if I lay them that way, so if these are 130 and 130 is 260, and the room length is 2 meters 50, I believe. So the floor is 2 meters 20 to here. I mean, I have to go a bit extra, but that's only about 230 or 240 something. Let's say 250 for the sake of argument. So that means I'll be cutting off, if they're 130, that's 260. That gives me 10 centimeters, is it? Something like that. Yeah, I'll double check when I clear the room and put the planks down properly. So that won't be enough. It'll look odd for such a small piece to continue. You know, if I lay that and then put that 10 or 20 centimeter piece up that end, and so laying it this way, yeah, small pieces will flex too much. No, I think I'm gonna have to lay it this way, so that the offcut is larger, which then I can transfer to the next line to get a brick bond pattern across. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, if anybody is of a different mind and you want to let me know, because there's a school of thought that if you lay them across this way, it's something to do with the light, with the way the light falls on the floor. But I don't know, by the time I put curtains up, yeah, I can't see it. Perhaps I'm being overly fussy, I don't know. Anyway, I don't want this film to be going on too long, so right, so the next job will be the floor, I believe. And then, because I want to put the skirting boards on last, because by doing that it means I don't have to put trim around the floor and the skirting boards. And there's a name they call it which eludes me at the moment. But it's basically like this quadrant in here in the corner. You put that on the edge to seal up the edge, and I don't want to do that. So, and the snow has started again. I don't know if you can see it. And over there is the bowling green, which is great. It means they can't build houses there. Yeah. There we are. Right. Burbling now. So I'll do for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.